Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. Stephen here, back with another video on Monday the 26th of May. How are you doing today? A little bit of transfer news today for you this morning for here in the northwest of England. It was nearly lunchtime actually, but it's 11:30. Yeah, a little bit of transfer news. I will do the 5 things learned later on tonight, hopefully, depending on tiredness levels. But I wanted to talk about this bit of breaking news today. I was a little bit late to get to this video because I was doing another video for a website that I do contributions for. But I've been gagging to talk about this for the past hour or so we're talking about it right now. City have been linked to Wolves fullback Rayan Ait-Nouri, the left back, 23 years old, the French-born Algerian international. He's been at Wolves now since 2020, I think it was. Yeah, we've been linked with him, and I'm very excited by this potential move because I think this could be a very smart signing if City could secure this, and one that would potentially solve a lot of City's fullback issues over on that left-hand side. I really like this potential transfer. Once again, please do give the video a like. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new here. The season is now over in the Premier League. Of course, there'll be content around the Club World Cup as well as we head towards that next month. But I suspect it'll be chocker with transfer stuff going on. There's going to be so much transfer stuff. I'll be doing daily videos talking about Manchester City transfer stuff. So if you want to keep up to date with all that stuff, subscribe to the videos. It's dead simple. Put the notification on and join me for the chat and join me for the fun, because I love a good old transfer waffle. It's always good fun. Let's go and start the transfer waffle with the tweet from your man Fabrizio Romano, where this has come from today. And you can say what you want about Fabrizio Romano, but the guy is very, very well connected. And the guy, clearly, he comes out with stuff that is... it's sourced these days. He's so big that he doesn't really have to get things wrong. He can wait until things are very, very well sourced and then push forward on that potential bit of information, if that makes sense. Because agents go to him these days. They just do. You know, Ait-Nouri at City, this is a rumour that's been going on for a long time, you know. For many years, actually. We were linked to him before he even joined Wolves, if I remember rightly. I made a video, I think, many years ago about him, maybe like 2019, 2020, because we were linked to him. But yeah, Fabrizio said, understand that City have asked for the deal conditions for Rayan Ait-Nouri at Wolves. He's high on the list for left-back position with context expected to continue. So there's not much there. It's literally a couple of sentences. But this makes an awful lot of sense for many reasons, given what we know about Manchester City's current targets, their current squad structure, where we want to head, what we want to do. This is an awful lot of sense behind this potential transfer. I believe this because I think City have had him on the radar for an awful long time. I really rate this guy. My opinion, I think he's a cracking fullback. I know he plays as a wing back for Wolves right now, but I think that's how he'd be playing at Manchester City as well. I'll get onto that a little bit, but look where Nico Riley and Vardiol often are. They're high up the pitch, and I think that would be the plan if Rayan Ait-Nouri came in as well. And I think he can defend. Look, what do we know about this guy? Look, I'll give you a bit of a background if you don't know much about him. 23 years old. He was at Angers over in France. Angers. Is it Angers? I don't know how it's pronounced. It probably won't be Angers anyway, because that's very English. Angers, mate. It'll probably be Angers or something like that. I don't know. 5'11". He's a left back or stroke left wing back. He's been playing in the Premier League now since 2020 when he was on loan at Wolves. But since then, he's been a regular left back or left wing back for Wolves. He's been getting better and better and better, and he's still only 23 years old. Very experienced, dual nationalities with France and Algeria, but he's representing Algeria going forward. 17 games with them so far. Yeah, and I really like this player. I genuinely do. I've been impressed with him for an awful long time. So much ability. Pretty much always plays well against Manchester City too. And what I like about him is he's essentially a complete fullback. You know, he can get forward. He's the kind of fullback that can get down the byline, cut inside his man and whip in a really nice cross, cut outside his man even, or he can drift inside with really good footwork and play a nice little through ball to an on-running forward or winger. Like, he's got a real nice versatile skill set, while at the same time being physically big enough, 5'11", being strong, being fast. He's tenacious enough. He's aggressive. He's got the lungs to get forward and back. He's Premier League experience. Is Angers, is it pronounced? Angers. Angers. Play for Angers in France. There we go. So, Angers. Angers. I'll call it Angers, mate. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's got so much going for him. I think he's one of the best left backs in the league. I really do, and I've wanted him at Man City for an awful long time. I think he's the kind of guy, kind of guy that would develop massively at Manchester City under Guardiola, and I think he'd become a very complete fullback, a very reliable one. You could offer going forward an awful lot. You could offer much in many different systems, and he could offer a lot of security defensively. Because look, I know he would be spacing behind because the way we're going to play, but that's not necessarily Ait-Nouri's problem. You know, City play a certain level, a certain way, and that's not always, you know, helpful for defenders. I'll show you how I think he'd play if he came in. Let me just change the colour to blue. Always defaults as red on over here. Very annoying. I don't know who the keeper would be. I'll just put a new keeper for now. It'd be something like this. I'll put him here. I suspect we'll see a lot more of this next season if we sign him. Diaz. Shall I put Livramento just in case it's Livramento? Because it won't be, but I'm going to put a new fullback in anyway because why not? I'm going to put Reinders in because I presume we'll sign him. I'm going to put Rodri in. I think we'll sign Morgan Gibbs-White. You'd have to like that, but it's obvious that City are going to do it. I'm going to put Foden in for a reason, Marmoush, and then I'm going to put Haaland, and I'll explain my reasoning. I think City are planning to do something like this. In possession, it'll be this. Out of possession, we'll defend sort of like this, I reckon. And I know your favourite player may not be there. Kusan may not be there. Nico may be there. Doku, Savino, whoever. But I'm doing a system for a reason. I think we'll play something like this. And then I think what might happen, what might happen is that we will get forward like this. He will go forward up here. Marmoush will tuck inside. He will go there. Foden will stay sort of wide. Livramento is a more defensive-minded one. I think it'll be sort of like this. It'll be like a box version, sort of like that. Livramento will stay a little bit further deep to cover that side in the way that Walker did. And I think they'll be sort of semi like this with Gibbs-White going a bit deeper every now and Reinders. And I think it'll be something like that, I reckon. And I know what you can say. People are going to go, that's nothing like treble quality or 17-19 quality. You know, it probably isn't, actually. But, you know, and by the way, Oscar Bob could play that role perfectly with Foden as well. If you wanted to put him there, you know, there's many different variations. But the point I'm making is I think Ait-Nouri will be given this role where he gets forward and back and he plays where O'Reilly's been playing. City have been playing some sort of like this for the past few months. And I think that is the role that he'd be asked to play in this sort of attacking wing back, aggressive, getting forward and defending sort of role. I really like this. I want this to be true. There's some sort of people saying he's only got a year left in his contract. Some people saying he's got 2 years left on his contract. What I do know is that apparently Angers or whatever, I've got a 50% sell-on clause or something stupid like that, which is mad. But Wolves can buy it out for 9 million quid or something. So you expect Wolves would buy it out. And even if it's 2 years left, look, and he wants to move on. He's recently switched his agent. He was with Jorge Mendes, but he's now gone to Stella, which is a different agency, which usually is a sign of wanting to get your next big step. He's been at the Premier League for a few years now. City absolutely are desperate for a left back. Guardiola has said we'll probably go for a full back because we haven't got any. It all makes sense. A guy you can play at left back, play left wing back, you can get forward. He's technically excellent, he's strong, he's quick. He's played well against Manchester City before. He's potentially available. He has the right age at 23 years old, the right hunger, the right technical level. Look, I think there's an awful lot to be said for this in terms of quality that I think would work massively in a City system. I would really want Ait-Nouri at Man City. He'd be one of the best left back options we could get. I truly believe that. And I think this makes an awful lot of sense. I can't imagine it being insanely expensive. Look, if it's 1 year left, we could get this done for like 45 million, maybe even less, I don't know. If it's 2 years left, it'll be around 50, 55. It's always that number, isn't it? That's pretty much the go-to number these days when City come knocking in your good club. I can't imagine they can push for 60 given the fact that it's 2 years left, which is not a long at all, because he just goes, well, I'll stay then for another year, and someone will buy me the year after for 40 million instead, and you lose out on the money there. So, I think, yeah, and given they've got to pay off the release clause as well, I think you'd rather have that extra 10 million, wouldn't you? So I think it'll be something like 50-ish or something if it happened. I don't know if it will happen, but I think City are thinking about the potential options at left back. I think Vardy will play centre back next season. I think Nico O'Reilly could be an option at left back still, so I think they could be your options there. O'Reilly and Ait-Nouri, same but different, if that makes sense. Both physical, both strong. O'Reilly, of course, not a natural left back, but there's an awful lot to like about this potential transfer. And it fits that profile of, we look at Premier League experience, we look at the right age, 23, mid-20s, almost guaranteed to suit the Premier League immediately, you would argue. And I think he's just the right level of quality as well. He's a technically really good fullback. Like, I've been watching him for years now, and he's a really good dribbler in tight spaces. He can pass it, he can get forward and score. I just like him. I think he's a cracking player. Like, I would absolutely recommend anyone go watch some videos of him. And I think, yeah, it'd be a really good signing. What I've wanted at City for an awful long time. And I think he's very attainable. So this could be great, It's one of those things where he's got like a very good goal and assist records as well. He gets forward well. He creates chances. He scores goals. Here's his record against Kirkes, for example. I'll show you on screen right now. This is his record against Kirkes this season. Minutes played, matches played, more goals, more expected goals, more assists, 7 assists, 4 goals. 11 goals or assists, by the way, this season from fullback. It's really good, man. It's really good. Expected assists was 4 as well. Big chances created, 8. I'm not sure if you can quite see all that. It's really impressive. Here we go. Interceptions per game. Obviously, Kirkes does a little bit more there. Successful dribbles. He's a better dribbler than Kirkes. He's more aggressive in the ground. Duels won. He loses possession less. Aerial duels are about the same. Clearances and dribble past Kirkes matched him. But the point I'm making with the comparison here is he comes out very favourably, if not slightly better than Kirkes. He's the current, he's the current flavour of the month defensively in terms of fullback options. And I think Kirkes will clearly go to Liverpool. I think this is why it's sort of flared up a little bit, because I think City probably want Kirkes, but they'll realise that he wants Liverpool. It'd make an awful lot of sense. I think he will go there. And this, to me, is he homegrown as well? Is he actually homegrown? I was going to suggest he would be, but I don't know. He's been here for a long time, but isn't it before a certain level of certain age? Is he homegrown? I'll Google that. I'll Google it. If he is homegrown, that'd be great. Because that would be a cracking bit of business, because we need that. I mean, I know he came from France and all that kind of stuff. He's not homegrown, okay, yeah. I don't think he was here for enough years before he turned 20. I think he's under 20, not under 21. He joined Wolves at 18. No, he's not. Yeah, so he's not listed as. He's on the Premier League website. He's not, unfortunately. I mean, that would be in the bag then at that point. But either way, he's a really good player, man. Just like I'm very much behind this potential transfer. Look, if you got Livramento, if you did, that would be absurd. He'd be the slightly more defensive one. No, here we go. Here's another comparison for you, as you can see it there. This is Ait-Nouri here versus once again Kirkes. Ait-Nouri on the left. Goals, assists, chances created, passing accuracy, duels contested, tackles made, tackles completed, everything. I mean, he's just statistically fantastic. He's one of the best fullbacks in the league. He loses the ball less, he wins more duels, he's better aerially, he takes some playbooks much more, he wins more tackles, his passing accuracy is better, his chances created, his goals. Look, he's a fantastic footballer. I would be buzzing to get him. I think he's a left back of immense quality who would add a lot to Manchester City. And I think you add, the hunger and the energy of, I'm really on Gibbs-White. I know some people aren't, but I am. The hunger and energy of Gibbs-White, the hunger and brilliance and majesty of Tijjani Reinders. Hopefully add an really experienced, aggressive fullback on the right-hand side as well. It could be a project. It could be that Wesley fella. And then all of a sudden, you've got a City side that could be really, really assertive. I'll go back to this over again. It could be something like this, where you've got you've got Foden and Bob sort of like doing out wide the right wing thing, or you could put Savinho out there as well if you wanted to. Ait-Nouri getting forward, Marmoush tucking inwards near Haaland. You got, bear in mind by the way, you're thinking, where's the number 10? Gibbs-White can cross the ball. Reinders can get forward and score a goal. Rodri will be up here playing those diagonal balls. You've got Ait-Nouri crossing from wide. You've got Marmoush trying to get his shots off. Foden and Bob cutting in. You can totally see how, Livramento a little bit deeper if he was there, how City would camp out and create chances. I know it's not the gilt-edged brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne at his best, but you can't replace him, or David Silva when he's younger. But I think it'd be incredible. Reinders, Gibbs-White, Ait-Nouri, Livramento, it'd be fantastic. And I think there's an awful lot of sense to these potential transfers. And I think they're the right age, and I think they're attainable. And as much as this side might not be quite as good initially as the peak treble side, do you know what? Does it have to be, though? No, it doesn't. I don't think Liverpool were as good as those sides ever years ago either, but it would still be a really good side. So yeah, just a quick video anyway, guys. I'm going to leave it there because obviously I've got to go help with the family and so on. I'll be live again later for more potential news. I like this potential signing. I do. Give the video a like, subscribe if you're new, let me know in the comments your dream 11 for next season, and I'll see you tomorrow or later. Bye-bye.